imagine yourself burnt out and overwhelmed and desperate for change. And then picture yourself feeling fantastic and loving every minute of what you're doing. Well, that first picture was me 1 year ago. And that second picture is me right now. So I am absolutely honored to be here with you and inspire you today. And thank you, NPE, for helping me make that switch. I remember a year ago, the VIPs were talking about how difficult and challenging and gut-wrenching that first year of being in the VIP program really is. But something really made a deep impression on me, and it's that they said it was also the best year of their life. The best year of their life, and I wanted that. So if you're desperate for that challenge and you want it to be the best of your life, you have to dig in. And so I did. And so I have to tell you, after that first phone call with Camellia, and looking at that huge box of stuff that you have on the table, what you get, I mean, this is huge. It was covering my entire kitchen table. I found out how difficult it was, and I was staring it down. I was absolutely staring it down, and I was scared to death of what was going to happen. And I have to tell you, I'm not much of a cusser. But I think I dropped the F-bomb under my breath more times in that first week with Camellia, not on the phone, but under my breath, than I had in my entire life before that. But it was all worth it. And so I hope to inspire you to make this the best year of your life. I want you to dig in and face your fears and make it the best year of your life. So I'd like to share two stories with you. The first story is the story of getting knocked down. And that was unfortunately by my own hand. And the second story was the story of getting lifted back up again. And fortunately, I had help this time by the hand of NPE. So in 2009, I was, what I was just talking about, burnt out. I was burnt to a crisp. You know the drill. You get up early. I was getting up at 4 a.m. to teach boot camp, right? Then you work all day. You get done, you come home. Then what do you got? Your emails. You got all the hats to wear, the accounting, you name it. I was doing it myself, and it was burning me out. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I was doing it all myself. I didn't have time for my family. I didn't have time for my kids. And when your son comes up to you, when you're sitting there typing out your emails, and he says to you, Daddy, will you play with me? And you have to say, I can't right now, and you're not even looking at him. That's a sin. It's just horrible. It's the worst feeling in the world. And I'm never going to get that time back. And so I had to make a change. I knew it was time. And I did what I think now is the unthinkable thing to do. Unthinkable. I decided to get out of the fitness business. Just to get out. After all those years, since 1996, and here I was on the verge of success and didn't even realize it, didn't even know this, and I decided to get out of the business altogether. And so I did something totally crazy, clearly the act of an insane person. I decided to start a whole other company while I was doing this company with the idea that if I could get rich in that company, then I wouldn't have to do the fitness business anymore. That's totally insane. And I started a business called Diverse Nutraceuticals, which was a nutraceutical company. And I developed a sleep spray. And it works. It's fantastic. But I was so eager to get to the money right away that I had it shipped to me before the label was perfect. And I got this thing, and this label was not perfect. And my FDA lawyer, I have to say, a very high-priced FDA lawyer, told me it's unsellable. So now I have 8,000 units of sleep spray in my garage. But there's an upside. I will be sleeping like a baby for the rest of my life. Right? That's the truth. It works. But here's what they say. They say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I know you've heard that before. And the teacher had been there the whole time. In fact, they were knocking on my door. In fact, it was more like, what was it, Back to the Future? You know, hello, McFly, dun, 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 knocking me on the head, sending me material. They faithfully would write it out, Eric's copy, fantastic stuff. I got it. Faithfully sent it out every month, and I would faithfully go right to the trash can and faithfully throw it right in. But something spoke to me finally. Something got to me. I guess I was just ready for that teacher. And so I got on a plane. I spent money I didn't have. I was in Portland, Oregon. I flew all the way to Mega Training in Orlando. And by the end of Mega Training, I knew this was the place to be because of y'all. Because of y'all, the camaraderie, and because of the clear community nature of what was happening in here. And that's fantastic to know that kind of thing. And so the money has been great, but the biggest success I've had this year has been clearing out my head trash. My head trash. Because you can want the money, but it's all about what's going on up here. When you clear that out, the money comes. And so I cleared out my head trash. Thank you for that, Camellia. That was fantastic to help me clear out my head trash. I got out of my own way. And that's fantastic because I am happy now. So before I was stressed out and burnt out, and now I feel amazing. So I'd like to share a little bit of what I've accomplished in just a year with NPE. This will be my only slide, so stay with me. Before NPE, can we see that? There we go. Before NPE, I lived in Las Vegas, and I was in a weekly hotel on Fremont. I got down to a bottle of ketchup and 99 cents. I counted it. That close to homelessness, that close. But I kept on trucking. In '96, I got a job as a trainer. I told you all about this, leg extension machine, a glorified leg extension trainer. They paid me $5 an hour. Woohoo! I was guaranteed 30 hours a week, made $150 a week. That's $600 a month before taxes. I couldn't even afford to fix the bicycle tire that had popped, third one that had been stolen from me. 2000, I was in Burbank. I lived in the lowest income barrio. I had bars on the windows. A homeless person growled at me. This is a true story. I went outside the front door, and the person went like this. That was true story. So I was like, right, I can't do this. I got to do something, right? I was burgled. Everything was stolen from me, so I had nothing. I've been there. I've been with nothing. And so I moved to Portland because I wanted to have a family. And I started working full-time for 24-Hour Fitness, rose to the top, and I saw managers making $100,000. $100,000. It seemed like so much, but I didn't want to be a manager. So I broke out. 10 people, tennis court, started making it happen. I had the belief I could do it, had my dream, and I started making it happen. I got to 3 boot camps, was doing great. $8,000 a month or so, more money than I'd ever made. That was fantastic. But then I started burning out, right? Well, I did the sleep supplement, and then guess what? You know what's coming next, NPE. Mega training, laser coaching. I told you about Sean saying my business sucked. That was awesome. It was a slap in the face. I thought I was doing so great, but I found out it sucked. And then I got organized, and I got clarity, and look at this. By June, I started around $8,000 to $10,000 a month. By June, I did $31,000 in a month. Yeah. $31,000 was more than I had made in any given year as a trainer prior to that. Put that into perspective, right? I moved indoors. I started my own space. I started a monthly print newsletter. I built a new website. I hired a trainer. I'm up to 120 campers a month. This is 100, but it's 120. I picked up monthly TV gigs. I got a year of this coming that I can do now because I was able to hire a trainer with Duplicator, which was awesome. I had a daughter. My wife doesn't have to work anymore if she doesn't want to. She came home to be with me, and now she supports me in my business, and we work together. That's priceless right there. I was in the NPE movie with Sean. That was a blast. I had no idea that was coming. What an honor that was. That's huge. It could really happen to you. And this year, I'm going to clear over $225,000. That's a big deal for me to say that because $225,000, let me put this in perspective. For some of you, that's not a lot. For some of you, that's like, really? Wow. But here's the perspective. $225,000 is more than I had made in the last 10 years, all put together without NPE. So in 1 year, I've gone from what I couldn't do in that full decade prior to being able to handle that. And next year, the sky's the limit. I cannot wait. So the money's great. It really is. But the best thing is that I'm happy and I feel good about what I'm doing. And I want that for you too. So I put together a little movie for you. It's about 3 minutes long. And I got something else to tell you as soon as the movie's over. So enjoy this for 3 minutes and then listen up. I have one more thing to tell you, okay?
Why are y'all doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? That's just goofy. That's just goofy. Why
Well, it's November 12th, and I'm about to have my phone call with Camellia, my first one. This is my first consultation. I have to tell you, I have no idea what to expect, but it's going to happen in about 10 minutes.
Get Mina. Arr! That's what a dentist really looks like.
Not really a good workout. No, but you can use all the stuff in your house. People say all the time, I don't have time to work out, but they have time to watch television. So I say, why not work out on the commercial break? There you go. Use it.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that. It's all true, and it's been quite a journey, and I'm feeling really, really good. And I got to tell you, if you're out there right now and you're unsure, or if you're scared, or you're worried about the future, if you're secretly afraid, I know just how you feel, because I was there 1 year ago. 1 year ago. Okay? So you can do this. You can grow as big as your dreams. Here's how I see it. There's a few different types of people in the world. There's the first type, the kind that lives in a dream world, a fantasy world, never gets anything done. Then you've got type number 2, which lives in the real world, right? No dreams. And then you've got type number 3, who turns their dreams into their reality. And I hope that you guys can embrace the future and become that third type, because you can grow as big as your dreams. So my final thing I want to say to you is, don't dream too small. Thank you.